and you're okay. Every time you move and the water literally ripples against your skin, it's like shards of glass. It's shards of glass. I have no idea what anything has and never really looked into it. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing, dude. Like in the sense of, am I losing weight? I don't want to lose weight, but
I was leaving work when I texted you. It was like just one of those days where it was just like, oh, okay, yeah, you're banging on every cylinder. All right, let's go ahead and just shake all this up and throw your schedule out the window. Hell yeah, man! You got the ice bath going now.
Well, yesterday after my first warm up, my first exercise, the first 45 minutes, what I ended up doing was I took a bike ride and I went to the beach and then I swam for about 20 minutes and then I rode back. That was my thing. So I said, you know what? I want to start doing the ice bath after my morning. That way I can just wake up. So I pulled this thing out of here. I got this thing when I bought a sauna. They gave me this bucket and it was supposed to hold ice and that's it. But that gets expensive. It gets boring. So I remembered I had a chiller and I got the chiller from my aquarium, I pulled it out of storage and I used it and it works. And then I got pulled it out of storage and I used it and it works. And then I got tired of this because I said, you know what? If I got the chiller, let's make something that's eye pleasing. Let's do it the right way. And I tore it all down and I said, fuck it, let's do it. And I never did it. I never, ever, ever, ever did it. So as I talk to you, I'm about to plunge in right now. It's 51 degrees, the water. Because I have it outside. Actually, the chiller is set. I don't know if you can see that. So the chiller is set to 40.
Okay.
Right? But because we are outside, so it's 51 degrees, but it's been here. Let's see. All right, so I've got my little timer.
Okay.
Set 5 minutes, and we begin. Oh, fuck me, dude.
I've been taking cold showers, and I was literally thinking yesterday that I need to put a chiller in the freaking water line for the shower because it's not cold enough. And I'm watching you breathe through that suck right there. Yeah. It looks like it sucks. I need an ice bath. Definitely an ice bath.
Oh, sorry, dude. It did take me a second to.
No, I know it.
I woke up this morning at 3:30. I figured I'd do my hour before, my 45 minutes before I come to you. Gave me enough time to make my coffee, my water. I drink a lot of water, organize this thing.
You remember yesterday, by the time I was going to work, I was like, man, I got so much done already. And it's like only 6 a.m.
Yeah, I noticed that too. When we do this, when we wake up earlier. Wow. The secret to this is don't fucking move.
So at the last Spartan race, they had a therapy tent, and they had the infrared sauna, they had the ice baths, they had the leg compression system, and they had a Theragun table. And they told me to not put my hands in the water. Yep. Was what they told me. and I think the water was probably around the same temperature. It was in Boca, and it was like the most disturbing experience because it was like 92 degrees outside, and getting into a bucket of ice was absolutely horrible, but it
Yes.
was
And
good at the same time.
the thing is, though, your body actually does get used to it and you do start to warm up. The thing
Yeah.
is, though, you start to warm up your water. So, in order to you to do this one here the proper way, I have to take out, I don't have much room in here. I'm literally kind of sitting down. I'm in,
Hmm.
like Indian position. Um, and I fuck, hold on. You just stay still and you're okay. Every time you move and the water literally ripples against your skin, it's like shards
Fresh
of
cold water.
glass. It's shards of glass cutting you.
Oh gosh.
Yes, extremely fun.
Oh,
You know,
how was your day
the
yesterday?
at 3 o'clock I was dead, dude. I wanted to fucking. I was literally. I'm on an airplane. I'm finishing up paperwork. I'm wrapped up with the airplane. I'm done, and now I'm just doing paperwork, trying to release this fucking thing, and I'm falling asleep as I'm writing.
Hmm.
And like I was nodding, and I'm like, holy shit. My partner goes, hey, dude, you can't keep doing this, dude. You gotta fucking sleep. And I'm like, I didn't sleep 4 hours, you know. And then he goes, no, you gotta get at least 6 or 8. I'm like, listen, it's all right. I'll figure it out. Don't worry. So I sent the paperwork in, and then I remembered what the geniuses do, like Einstein and fucking Edison, and um, so all these motherfuckers, they they used to keep working, 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 and then they would sit down with it, like they would put a glass plate, like a plate on the floor, and they will hold their keys on top of it. And so they sit down, and as soon as they would literally go into that delta phase sleep, they drop the keys, they would wake up instantly. And
No
that's
kidding.
and that is more than enough as an that would be like the equivalent to having like another fucking 45 minute an hour power nap. And it's
Seriously?
just, yeah,
That's nuts.
I did not, oh shit, I'm almost done. That was
It's
five
crazy how that
minutes.
works. Yeah.
Hold, wow. 9, 8, 7. Hold on. Hold on. And there you go. That's 5 minutes.
Boom.
Hold on. I gotta take my earplugs, my things out. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna
Gotcha.
one last thing. Oh, I didn't bring my notepad, so don't make me take notes right now. It's all right.
Yeah,
Um,
remember that calorie count, man. Mr. I don't
I
eat.
calorie count. What on the app?
No, just in general.
I have no idea what anything has, and never really looked into it. Um, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing, dude. Like in the
Yeah.
sense of, am I losing weight? I don't want to lose weight, but I have to lose weight. It's like I got to lose the fat. I know I'm going to build the muscle. I know for a fact that I'm 184 pounds right now and 85, something like that. And if uh, before I left on my vacation, I was 196, and I've been 196 for the last year, maybe longer. I'll drop down to 185 easily. I can drop 15, 20 pounds easily. And that was proven. But to sustain it on vacation, 10 pounds,
Mm.
that's insane. And so um, I'm focusing on the stuff that I eat. I'm focusing on, I know I need energy. I know I need energy. I do. Um, but like, I know I need to break myself before I can rebuild myself. I guess you could say it that way. Um,
Yeah. You have to fuel the machine. Like that's all there is to it. It's just going to be what you're choosing for fuel is going to make the biggest difference. Um, high protein. I know coffee's amazing. It's like it just tastes good. Like I was like when we were talking yesterday and we were talking about coffee, and I was like so angry because I forgot to do my collagen because I just got it in the mail, and I was just like, you're sitting there talking about it. I'm like stewing in the background because I like forgot something that was part of my morning that helps my body. But yeah, figure out help walk you through some supplementation stuff, figure out some diet stuff. Yeah, that was the main thing when is that I had one of the coaches from First Form that I sat down and had a meeting with, and I wanted to tweak my diet, and I had just made the decision before I talked to him. I literally had doubled my protein intake because of the amount of activity I was doing, and I might have gained like 5 pounds over like 90 days, and my energy level was through the freaking roof. It's just because I had the right fuel. And the only thing that tweaked was he had me reduce my fat intake because I used to eat a lot of nuts. Um,
well, yesterday, here's what I ate yesterday. So in the morning, after I did my bike ride and the run, um, excuse me, the bike ride and the swim, I had 5 eggs,
oh
five
wow.
hard, 5 hard-boiled eggs. That was it. I didn't eat anything else. Then I had 2 mandarins later on. Then I carrots, little fingerling carrots. I had a handful, maybe 15, 20 of them. Um, and then around 6:30, 7 o'clock, I had so I left the airplane job, my airplane stuff. I rushed home because I had a shit shower and change. I had a business meeting for my insurance company. I had a business meeting for my insurance company because I'm the only one that's licensed and ready to represent fucking health insurance in my office.
Really?
Yeah, health insurance and Medicare. So you got
It's that time of
AP.
year.
It's that time of year. So now I got a call saying, "Hey, we're having our AAP launch. Fucking, come over." I'm like, "All right." Went to Morton's Steakhouse last night. That's where this was, and I said, "Thank God, I need a steak." So it was only 8 ounces, but it was delicious. A little filet mignon. Um, they gave me potatoes, and I cried the whole time. I I did not eat the potatoes. I had the
Oh
aspar.
man,
I had the asparagus.
nice.
I had the asparagus, but I did not eat the potatoes. I really wanted to. And at that table, I was sitting down with the representative of one insurance companies, Cigna, and I had 2 other agents sitting down with me. I had a Cuban that is he's pretty sharp. He's actually like a trainer for insurances and stuff like that. And then next to me, there was another gentleman who seemed a little off, but I loved the off. It was like, and then he would tell me, he's like, "Yeah, this year I'm doing things new, and I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "Yep." I said, "I'm an introvert." I said, "You are?" I said, "But you're introducing yourself to me." He goes, "Exactly. I'm doing things new." And I'm like, "Cool." You
Keep that guy
know?
around.
Yeah, right. It was,
I
and
like
then
it.
he sat next to me, and he introduced himself, whatever, blah blah blah, and we just started talking. And then during the conversation, you know, I mean, I let people know what I do, and most of the time, especially when I'm sitting down with other men, I have no problem letting them know that, guys, it's okay to fuck up, but you have to know when you fuck up. You have to admit it when you fuck up. You have to, make change when you fuck up. And then we're not always correct. And I said, as a matter of fact, you know, um, that crazy guy that I was telling you, it just seemed a little off. Like, he's not crazy, please. I'm just saying, he was, what's his name? Daryl? It's not Daniel. Daryl? I think it's Daryl. Anyway, so Daryl, let's call him Daryl. So Daryl was, he's like, he goes, you seem a little tired. I was like, yeah, well, I woke up this morning at 3:30, you know, and he's like, I got you beat. I woke up at 3. And I was like, what do you do at 3? You know, he goes, I meditate, I read. I was like, so I said, okay, I know where you're going. I said, I got one on you. He goes, what's that? I said, I wake up and I have a 5 a.m. phone call with another entrepreneur. He goes, what? I said, 5 a.m. I said it, and we are on like day 30 something, and we have already launched 13 episodes into the world. It turned into a podcast. We didn't even know it was going to turn into a podcast, but we just figured, why not just let the world know and see our conversations? What do you talk about? I said, anything and everything. What do you mean? Um, how we're not perfect. How can we become better? How can we love our lives, love our wives, love our jobs? How can we progress and move on? And he goes, you got me. I'm like,
Make sure that ends up in a reel right there.
that was
Freaking awesome.
that was actually really, really, really cool. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so the whole time while everybody's talking and so forth, I'm looking at my clock going, it's almost 9. I gotta go do 45 minutes of this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm tired, right? So, and then I think you texted me. So,
Yeah. I
yeah.
was I was leaving work when I texted you. I like it was like just one of those days where it was just like, oh, okay, yeah, you're banging on every cylinder. All right, let's go ahead and just shake all this up and throw your schedule out the window. And I was just like, all right, well, whatever. And just yeah, it is what it is. I called my boss when I'm like coming back into the south side of Fort Myers, and I was like, hey, there's a machine that's not supposed to be out there. Do you want me to get it? And you could hear the guy that like runs the all the operation. And he's just like, you can't be effing serious. He's just now getting back to town, and he's gonna.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go ahead and like, if I need to do it, I'll do it. And he's like, yeah. He's like, go ahead and call it quits. I'll make somebody else do it tomorrow. But because I just had the presence of mind to like
Do
ask,
it.
right, and go because I was gonna go do it because I didn't want to do it today. Honestly, because either way, it's got to get done. I just didn't think
Mm-hmm.
he'd push it off on somebody else. But that's cool. But it's still like wasn't not nearly what like I planned on like doing some edits and stuff. I planned by the time I left Naples last night, I was already supposed to be home. It was like six
Mm.
o'clock when I got there to unload the truck. So it was, but those are the days, and it's freaking hilarious. So I talked about was it 2 nights ago I spoke for Logan's sales team,
Yeah.
and then one of the things that I had said was on the next page of the power list when I was writing down my notes from the day before. And it's the days that you don't feel like doing it are the test days, and that's going to determine what your goals truly are. And I was like, dude, I literally said that last night, like almost verbatim. I said,
Almost
make sure you
verbatim.
don't fail. Yeah,
Yeah.
make sure you don't fail the test. And so I was just like, yeah, all right. Well, I guess my mind's getting where it needs to be. So maybe that's probably been in a pretty good spot for a while. But it's cool to see that I think the same as somebody that's built like $1 billion brand in that aspect, which is really really cool. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I was asking you how your day was going, because I was just like, yeah, still got to get it done.
It continued on. It just kept going. It kept going. It kept going. It kept going. And I'm thinking to myself, I need to get to bed. I need to get to bed. I'm starting to wake up a little bit earlier, and I figured as much that I'm already used to. Dude, I've been waking up at 3:30 in the morning anyway for the past
Hmm.
week while I was on vacation. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's like just setting you up
And
for
I
the.
was like, motherfucker, dude. Nothing happens by chance. Everything, literally, the world, the universe, literally coincides. You know, and those things there lead me to. They lead me to think that and believe that everything's already written, dude. It's just in the direction that you're going. Everything's already written. It's if you're religious and believe that that your God has absolutely nothing but the best interest for you and so forth, and you're like, why am I suffering? Why am I crying? Why do I hurt? Why this and why that? Well, you're going to focus on all the shit in your life,
You
and
magnify it.
focusing on the shit, you're magnifying it, you're paying attention to something, you're giving it more importance than what
Hmm.
you really truly want. And this leads back to another couple episodes. I believe it was episode the one that you just played, 13, when we talked about Joe Dispenza and so forth, and so forth. And we I listened to that podcast again. The one
Hmm.
for the one that where he fixed his back and so forth. And
Oh, the one I just sent you.
yeah,
Oh, bro.
it resonated so much with that article, with my thoughts. I listened to it this morning on my run, and I started last night, and I finished it off this morning. And it's like an hour and a half long, so it was worked out perfectly between the two.
Mm.
When I got home last night, I said, well, I got to do another 45 minutes. What am I going to do? I'm like, well, let's take the dog out for a walk.
Hmm.
So I took the dog out for a walk, and it wasn't the normal walk. I did a big walk, so much that even he got home and he was done. I learned, that I think we walk pretty fast naturally. I don't know. So anyway, listening to him, and how our bodies react to these chemical reactions made through our memories.
Hmm.
Um, that you can literally change it yourself. But you have to truly believe it. You know what I mean? It's like you change your perspective, change your attitude, change it, because if you get the chemical reaction of the fuzzy, uh, nice, warm feeling, and you're having let's just say, okay, great example. You're having a horrible day with your wife. She fucking hates you. You're an idiot. You can't do anything right. The fucking kids are all screaming and yelling, and your boss yelled at you at work, and you fucking suck. Right? Cool. My life sucks. Why am I even here? Well, how about same scenario? What did I do to piss her off? Why are the kids acting like this? What's missing? What did I do? Or how can I? It's just different. My boss fucking thinks I'm an idiot. Why? Because I fucked up, dude. I didn't do this. When you take personal responsibility and you take it away from anybody else, holy
Oh
shit, dude.
man.
The world literally coincides and everybody fucking hates you for it. In other words, if you go up there and admit immediately, listen, I am not perfect. I have done a lot of stupid shit, and my old self really hurt me. And I say that repetitively, and I don't give a fuck who I tell it to. My old self did me a lot of harm. Why? Because I truly believe in my programming and my reprogramming I had to pause there because Daryl or Darren, whatever the other guy, I forget his name.
First, gonna call him D.
D. Thank you. So
Gotcha.
he said something, and I said to him, he goes, he said we were talking about wives and so forth and this and that, and he's been 44 years married with the same woman, and he
Hmm.
said something key. He goes, I never forget that she's still a 9-year-old little girl.
Hmm.
And I said, I know exactly what you're talking about because Joe Dispenza said that you are 95% already programmed, dispositioned to act in this way
That's
by nine
crazy.
years old.
You talked
So I,
about that so like in episode 2.
yeah.
Like,
And I was like, holy shit, dude. It's true. It was true. So I fucking, if that's the case, and she's still, I need to learn that my wife is still that 9-year-old little girl. And all, what does that 9-year-old girl want to do? She just wants to have fun. She wants to feel loved. She wants to fucking live. She wants to experience things. She doesn't want to fucking the monotony of cleaning the house and having to spread your legs and fucking cooking and cleaning and oh, I gotta take care of this guy. No, dude, you gotta baby that girl. You have to
mhm.
fuck it. And I was like, I love it. I love it.
Awesome.
I love it. So um with that being said, yes, dude, we have to change our programming, you know. Um maybe that's why we do hard things. Hey, the Slide Edge is one of I think it is my favorite book. I think
Hmm.
it is my favorite book, not because it teaches you a lot of great things. It's because it's the first book that literally taught me. It literally taught me to um, understand that for things. Jim Rohn said this: for things to change, you must change. But the Slight Edge allows me to believe it and do the little insignificant things on a daily basis, knowing that the details matter, knowing that what's hard to do today is going to be easy to do tomorrow. What is easy to do today is going to be hard to do tomorrow.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, dude, I wake up at 3:30 in the morning now. I've been doing it for a week while I was on vacation. I prepared myself to continue waking up at 3:30 in the fucking morning so that I can let's do my hour-long thing, do my fucking morning. I mean, shit, I'm wide fucking awake right now.
I was like, you look like you're just like,
It's not
boom.
even it's not even 5:20,
Yeah,
five
it's
thirty.
5:29.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5:30. And I'm wide fucking awake. I'm ready to go take a shower, sit down in front of my computer and start getting to work.
Yeah.
It's like crap, dude.
And that's what when I would be doing some of those trainings. They're like, "How do you get so much done?" And I was like, "I just get up early than guys." It's like by the time you guys are rolling out of bed, I've already completed like my freaking list,
Yeah.
and the rest of the day is mine. And there's like, I don't get that. It's like, yeah, it was like I literally hit the gym, like made my list, knocked out like three of the 5 tasks before you guys are even getting rolling at 10 a.m. And it was like by noon, my day is done, and the rest of it's mine, and I can do whatever I want. So that's how it was when I was in sales. Now, of course, I'm in a truck, but it's still like I get more done before I go to work than most of these guys. Like they're like rolling out of bed, they're tired, they're groggy, they're showing up on the job site, and like I'm just freaking fired. Like it's nuts. And I actually I had a thought earlier today.
What's that?
Um, Actually, I had to write it down because like when I was coming home last night and my wife had reminded me that I needed to get sleep, which it's something I've been working on. But when is it okay to? Because I'm like, if you write it down, it needs to get done. Let's like what the rule is. But when you ultimately, work 13 hours and come home late, and you've already done almost everything, but there's a couple things, and like one of them is going to take an hour. When is it okay to prioritize sleep to prepare for the next day and push a task off to the next day? Because that was something that I was thinking about last night when I was like, all right, so if I do not go to bed and I stay up until probably 11:30 to finish editing this episode, and then I get up at 3:30 in the morning, 3:15 in the morning, and I finish my meditation by 3:30, then what does my next 24 hours look like as an effective human being? Because I operated like that for so many years, and then it definitely takes its toll. I think it weakens your immune system, the recovery of your body, everything. But when is it okay to make that shift from the? I guess it's an educated decision, or is it just? Well, how would you navigate that?
I'm going to answer that with, oh, hey guys, hold on. I'm going to answer that with, hold on. My cats are, they wanted to go inside. I'm going to answer that with a work response. My work response. My main source of income, I guess you could say it that way. Airplanes. I'm not your average mechanic. I'm not the kind of guy who goes in and says, "Okay, I clocked in at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm gonna clock out
Right.
at 5, at
Right.
9 or whatever it is. And here's my 8-hour day with my hour lunch. Yay!" That's not me.
I love the
That's not
voice.
me. That's not me. That's not me. Well, yeah, because I have never met one employee who's fucking who says, "Oh my God, I'm so happy I'm here." Never met one. I have yet to meet one fucking employee, not a worker, not a, listen to what I just employee. I've never met
Mhm.
one fucking employee who really, really, truly loves what they do. Never. I have yet to meet them, and I would love to meet them. I love to interview, right? Because that means that if they do, they're a really strong motherfucker,
Mm.
really strong. But anyway, because everybody's like, "Oh, my boss sucks. My job sucks. I don't get paid enough. I'm fucking overworked and underpaid, and they don't value me, and the fucking company health insurance sucks, and my 401k." So I'm going to answer this real simple. I look at every job that I need to do as a flat rate. Flat rate. How much is this job worth to me?
Mm.
And how long am I willing to be on site for this monies to compensate for this job?
Mm.
If the answer does not satisfy, I won't do the job.
Mm.
If the answer says I have to be happy with the outcome, knowing that is the maximum amount of money that I can charge for this service. But I also have to be conscious enough to do that correctly. I need to. These is people's lives, right? So
Right.
I need to really focus on the fucking job and not just I'm gonna do this shit fast.
Mhm.
I'm fucking lightning. No, it's when I truly feel that I have done my best, that I have, even if it's a hard fucking thing, if it's something that I've never done before, I'll take my time and so forth, but in my mind, I am compensating because yes, I am getting paid to do a certain task, right? So I'm getting paid for my experience and for my labor, not so much. So with that being said, there are days where I can go, you know what? We've done good. And we've gotten to it. We're to a stopping point. I have noticed and I said, you know what? Let's stop for today and let's pick that back up tomorrow because it
Mhm.
has been worthwhile and it's already, in other words, let's say I got another 10 hours left to finish the job, right? And I know for a fact that I can, oh, no, I won't judge it by that. I'll judge it. Let's do something. I have to change a component, and I know that changing component's going to suck, and it's going to take me some time. And I'll start thinking, okay, so if it's going to take me a quick hour or so to change it, I might as well do it now. If it's going to take me a little bit longer to overlook things, look it over, change the components, ops check it, close up, and so forth. Am I releasing the airplane today? Does this airplane have to go today? Am I in a hurry? Do I have to? No, 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 no. Then it's no problem. No
Right.
problem. No fucking problem. Go ahead and let it continue on for tomorrow. Just as
Mhm.
long as you know for yourself, it's like, hey, you know what? I gave it my all today. Sometimes your all isn't 100% though in other people's eyes. You
Mhm.
know, sometimes your 100% could be a 40%.
Oh my
You know,
gosh.
sometimes your 100% really is only about a 40%. And I say that is like, oh, I gave it my all.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Did
you
you?
could have gone a little bit more, but the problem was that you didn't care enough, or you didn't,
Mhm.
to give it more. But that is the most that you get. It wasn't important to you because if it is important to you, you would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning too. You wake up.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we do things we want to do.
Well, yeah, and even like when I came in here and I looked at my list last night before I went to bed, and I like checked the boxes on the things that I had set out to do, and there were two things on there that I didn't get to do yesterday, but I simply just ran out of time, and I had to sit there and I was like, it's okay. I was like, I still won the day. I still completed more of the tasks than I did 3 out of 5 for the things to move the businesses forward. So I was like, all right, I still won, but like I didn't slaughter it. It wasn't 100-0, is how I was looking at it. But
You have to be happy with the small victories. Yes, you're right.
right, and that's the thing is just like if you can check the box and say you won the day, then all right, cool. And if you check the box and you lost, it was like, all right, well then what can you do differently? With yesterday, there's literally nothing I could have done differently because the job took control of the day for 13 freaking hours. Um, and that's just where it was at. And then my mind immediately went and was like, all right, well then we'll just do double tomorrow. No, well, like you're gonna go ahead and do the task. And one of the main things that I want to make sure that I focused on after the first round of 75 hard that I did last time, 2 times ago, 3 times ago, whatever it was, is that all the other stuff took the majority of my time and my wife felt neglected. And so I was like, I started to like write down, I was like, all right, so we're gonna no Friday's date night. All right. So, that's that task. We'll still do one. We'll keep the normal pattern, but I'm not going to take away from that relationship with my wife because that's something that she deserves and she's owed. Like, regardless of what anybody says, your significant other deserves and you owe them your time. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I give her that and we'll just keep it moving. And so I curated my list properly to make sure that that was one of the top 5 things that I did today was spend that date night with my wife. And but it almost happened so fast. It was like we tunnel vision and moving forward. At least I get tunnel vision on completing the task and moving forward. That you start to sacrifice things that are actually more important. At least I start to sacrifice things that are more important. And so I figured I would bring that up today because it's probably one of the most important things that keep relationships healthy.
Sacrificing the things that are most important. My wife has something that she says to me, and I think it's her way of trying to piss me off. You know, um, she goes, "It's okay. I understand it wasn't important for you." Fuck.
Yeah.
It's That's basically says, "Don't worry about it. You know, I'll take care of it." you know,
Mm.
and it's one of those. It's to me, it's a kick in the balls. To me, it's a kick in the balls because anything that she has to say or has to do with anything, it is important to me. It really is. But if I have other things that I need to prioritize at that time, it's just so she literally will tell me the truth to my face. She's like, "It's okay. Listen, I understand that this isn't important for you. This isn't, you know, because if it was, I'd stop what I'm doing and go prioritize that if it was the most important thing, you know? Okay, so here's my question. So when do you, what, fuck, like, I, I'm having a brain fart here because we have this thing, dude. Like, this idea, this vision of ourselves to be our better selves, to this end or to growth, or every time. And it doesn't matter if, you know, you can be the most average guy, you can be the most obscene guy, you can be, it doesn't fucking matter. We all have an idea of something. And once something starts to become hard, then we have a tendency just to fucking let go because it becomes less important. It is more important, you know. So it wasn't important enough for you. It may be important enough for somebody else. When do you, I can't, you can't, never mind. It's just you can't because you have to be good with yourself before you can be good with anybody else. You have to be in peace with yourself first before you can maximize and give somebody what they're needing of you. Because if you're always giving and giving and giving and giving, and you're not doing for yourself, you're depleting yourself. And so if I'm full, if I complete myself and I'm full and I'm growing in gratitude, then I have enough to give back. Yeah, never mind. I just answered myself. I'm sorry. I just went on this whole fucking thing. And
Because I had to verbal process real fast.
yeah, yeah,
That's
no,
all it is.
because yeah, because I just need to learn to not take it so personal. And I mean, maybe because I know her and we've been together for fucking almost 27 years, and she knows me like the back of her hand, and she knows how to get under my fucking fingernails. But I love her to death.
That's hilarious.
She's that splinter underneath your nail. I love it.
But was she wrong?
No, she's not wrong.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's the thing. I was listening to the one of the reels we made. I think it was from episode 10, where we're talking about when you start to realize that you don't need to defeat your wife in an argument, and why not listen to that person, and figure out what's really trying to be conveyed. Like, I remember, like, I know my wife's way more emotional than I am, and I believe your wife is probably a little more emotional than you, just because the way we're wired. Now, I mean, her knowing how to get under your skin, eh, if there's truth in it, it's not really her getting under your skin. This is her relaying something that you made her feel because they're freaking empaths and they feel everything. So it's like, all right, well, how can I shift that energy? I guess would be the main question. It's like, yeah, no, like you're right. I have to execute on this, but I did hear you, and I can make that happen, just not right at this moment. Um, and just like take note of it and make sure you get it done. But if you take note of it and make sure you get it done, like you got to get it done because you can't break the promise or the commitment after that. Because if you do that, if you do it right the first time, then it's going to be effective. If you mess up and you don't complete on that task, you forget, or it gets pushed under the rug, and then they bring it up again. Now that's going to be the automatic emotional response that they get every time you say, "Okay, yeah, no, check." So you can either have the check, "I'll get it done," or the check, "Oh, he's just going to push it off and forget about it later." So my 2 cents.
Yep. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I guess one of the most important things is to acknowledge it's proper feedback.
Freaking closing. Oh my gosh.
The what?
That's just closing.
What's closing?
Like you acknowledge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You, yeah. You
it's
need,
literally closing a cell.
yeah, you need to acknowledge, it's like, okay, like you just said, it's like, okay, you need to acknowledge her. Okay, I hear what you're saying. Uh, I will do it. I'm gonna do it. I just can't do it immediately because I'm doing this. Or can I stop doing this? Yeah. Or should I stop?
Mm-hmm.
Bring her into your world. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
bring her into your world. Give her the option. Take the pressure off of you and put it back on her. Yes. Hey, I'm doing this right now. Do you want me to stop this and then do your thing now? Yes. That takes the pressure off of you 100%. That's why you asked if you wanted that guy to fucking, it's like, hey, can I put, you want me to put the machine in? You took the pressure off yourself because you wanted to do it because you knew that it needed to be done. So
Right.
you're holding yourself accountable if you didn't do it. But because you took the pressure off yourself, which is a great fucking thing, it really is. It's like, it's not my responsibility. It's not my
Right.
thing. Because technically, everything we do is 100% our fucking fault. So, fuck, dude. Yeah. Jesus. Everything went into circle today.
It's just like, well, no, that's awesome. Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I got a call late last night, and it was I was finishing the rehab with my wife because she's been helping me rehab the other shoulder, and I did like 8 push-ups last night, so that's a win. I could lift my arms. So,
nice.
still can't box yet, but we'll get there. Yeah, but it was a guy from high school, pretty decent friend. He used to live up in Tampa, and his cousin has started a company and was offering me a sales position at like 10 o'clock at night last night. And I was just like, I was like, he's like, yeah, 10-20% sales are between 20 or 30 grand. And I was just like, oh, I was like, geez. And like my brain starts immediately doing math. And like with my normal closing ratio, I was like, what? I was like, I got a full freaking plate. Like, how do you say no to something like that?
Yeah.
When, and I'm just like, when do you, like, how do you go? Because one of the biggest things about like having the right opportunities is knowing when to say yes or no.
Yeah.
when is it okay to say no to a freaking phenomenal opportunity like that? And then, like, or is it like, do we shift directions in the day job, or like, because
Here's
like
the thing.
I know I close like 8 out of 10, which
Yeah, you
is like
that's what you guess.
insane.
That's what you think. That's what you think is not really your reality. It's not really your reality. It's your perception of seeing things. It's not something that
Mm,
you now, even though you may think that you can, even though you have the confidence that you can, because you know of your own personal abilities. You know your that you can close, right? But have you closed that? Have you done that? Has it's
and
have
that
you
was that
spoken have you
that
spoken to
industry
that industry that
is that's what I
yes that
was like
that customer
processing through that last night. It's like,
that
all right,
customer
so
um
life insurance sales is one thing. Going into another tech field that you don't know anything about, that you have to learn the product, that you'd have to create the script to be able to do the numbers that I want to do. And it was like, the learning curve and all these other things. Again, like, when do you decide that it's okay to say no to an opportunity?
when you I have a tendency to and I've been told many times, oh, another project, something else. And it's not that I'm always looking for bigger and better. And it's not that
Mm,
I see that, and it's not that I see that shiny, that shiny gold key everywhere. Oh, this is the one that's gonna make me rich. This is the one that's gonna give me. This is no, it's not about that. But my therapist at my fucking shrink says you're so afraid of commitment. You're so me. You're so
mhm,
afraid of commitment because you're afraid of mediocrity.
mm, mm. I detest it.
But here's the thing: comfort. We're all seeking comfort, and in comfort is found in mediocrity. Comfort is found in uh here's here's what I mean. When you find your aha place, when you find your zen, when you find that whole work life balance perfect scenario for you, because we're all different. Because I know when I
Right.
read the 4 Hour Work Week by fucking Tim Ferriss, that shit fucked me up. That shit fucked me up. Because I think that's the one book that said to me, oh, I don't have to work 40 hours. Um, when we have a tendency to look for why are you making yourself so uncomfortable? Because you don't like it or despise, I'm talking about me, the old way of doing things, who you were. You don't want to make sure you're not going back to that point. So you're creating a new comfort level for yourself. Because once you're not doing it, you're not comfortable. You are more comfortable being on the fucking edge, ready to jump off that cliff, trying to figure out if you have the diagrams to be able to build that fucking glider.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
that's my
That's,
comfort level.
that's funny because when the comfort is the pursuit for me, and I could never figure that out. Um, and freaking the was going through the ups and downs of being on and off the task, and it took like a year to figure it out. And it's like, I'd be just killing it, busting it after a goal, and then I would get there, and then I would get depressed, and I could never figure it out. And then it was like one day I was like talking to somebody. I was like, "Son of a really?" It's like that's all it is. And it was I think I was listening to like Andy Frisella or Tim Grover or somebody, and it was like when you get to the goal, it was like all the high level achievers they already have enough one stacked up. And it was like, and I was like sitting there, and I was just like, "Son of a like it can't be that simple." And sure
Let's
enough, as soon
here's
as I kept on having something else to go after, then I never had the dip in
yeah,
the state in sliding into the depression. And I think that's why I'm always seeking after the next thing, because
yeah,
I know once I get
yeah.
to that place, if I don't have another step to go after, because that's my happy place is the pursuit, then I'm going to immediately dip back down. And then that's when the bad habits start. And that's where all the mediocrity starts. And I start to get pissed. And because even my wife, she was like, she's like, if you do this again, she's like, you can't get depressed. I was like, no, I figured it out. I was like, that's what it is like because I accomplished the task and then I no longer have that need and I don't have that drive. And then my brain immediately is like, you loser. And it's like, oh,
So you reached an uncomfortable comfort level. That's basically what happened. You're like, okay, now what do I do? You know what I mean? So that's where I guess the reward comes into place where you have to reward yourself. You have to. And I think you you said something incredible, you know, to me as far as, for example, the rice. You said there's a bowl of fucking rice waiting for you at the end of fucking 100 days. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And so not be afraid, knowing that everything in excess is bad, cleaning yourself to be able to handle certain bad things that we truly enjoy.
Mm.
A good beer, have a cocktail with a friend, um, rice, whatever your favorite food or whatever it is. So when you deplete these things, and you have to, and you make them a priority. Most people are like, "Oh, I cut off fucking TV." Cool, right?
Yeah.
So how long are you going to be there? I know and a lot of us have done that. You go 2, 3 months with zero TV, not because we just because we understand that that hour that we watch, that one program that we watched took away our attention from something that we could make us a little better. You
Mm.
know, took away my time to progress with myself. Now here's the other side of it. You're with your best girl. You're with your number one. Your only girl. You're with your wife, and she wants to really just chill. All she gives a fuck about is to feel you next to her. That's it. That you got her back. All they give a shit about. So if my wife wants to sit down and just watch a movie or whatever, even if you guys are fucking arguing, and this is what I do. If she's pissed off, I tend to just walk away, and then I'll come back a little bit later when it's tempered down now, and then I'll hear the I I was talking by myself again. It's cool. I'll I'll be quiet. I'll lay down next to her or sit down next to her, turn on the fucking TV, and I will make sure that she understands that I am here next to her. I am present. I am not going to acknowledge any argument. I'm not going to acknowledge anything, but I love you and I'm here. I'm
Mm.
not. And those are the one things that they fucking that I think that is that one aspect that they're like, okay, at least he's here. He's here. He's present. He's trying to be present. Like I said, my old self would lash out and spark and you're fucking stupid. You got that stupidity shit again. Oh my god, dude. Oh,
Yeah.
that shit again. You're bringing.
Uh,
You know.
uh, I used to be horrible. I
Oh,
remember one of the things that I used to say to my wife that it, And it's like, okay, that's cool. And like she'd be so mad and she would like lash out. And I was like, man, like I can't do anything about that. You know, if that's how you want to choose to waste your emotional energy, then by all means do you. And it would like infuriate her because she couldn't get a rise out of me. But the
Yes.
thing is like I didn't need to say
Mm.
it. And that's the is like that's the level of growth that comes over the years. It's like, you know, you it like it's okay. You don't like I don't have to like throw that at you. Like I could have just kept that to myself. And this again, learn from my mistakes. Because, you know, what did I gain by like just stirring that up like I won that battle, dickhead. Shut up. Like, yeah, you don't have to say it.
I, I I was told. Oh, I told you the other day. I don't know how to handle my emotions. I was told that I don't know how to handle my emotions. I started doing some digging, and I was like, "What the fuck did I do? I thought I was okay. You know, I thought I was okay. I thought I was okay." And then just thinking about it, I was like, "You know what? What you just said." I was like, "I know I said things that I shouldn't have said, that I didn't have to say. It's not that I shouldn't have said it; is that I didn't have to say. I didn't. Just why did my ego have to fucking step up and go, no, bitch, it's your fault. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
Why?
Why? I just made it fucking worse. I just did. I just
Oh,
made it worse. And you
yeah.
slap yourself in the face going, shit, dude. You know, you feel horrible. And then you realize that you're not really connected because you're not understanding her. I was like, I'm trying to do these. Can't you fucking
Right.
see? Oh, I need to be happy because but you're not allowing me. No, dude, you know what? Make yourself happy, control your own fucking self. And if you're happy and if you don't give a fuck, dude, what's gonna happen when you don't pay attention to something?
Mm,
It's gonna quiet down and it's gonna stop crying.
mm.
It's gonna start changing. Emotions change. I'm not
Yeah.
saying ignore, but don't
Oh,
give it the fucking importance that you think they did. You know what I
right.
mean? Give them what they want. Give
You
them
know,
what.
there is something that I said. We gotta wrap this up. Um, damn. You know, when you have a behavior that you don't want to repeat, then you don't reward it.
Yes.
And but that's the thing. Well, it's like, you know, I'm not going to reward the type of behavior. And when you give it that attention because they're trying to get a reaction. You know, like when you do something like your ego, you're inciting a reaction. And if you just decide not to reward that behavior, then like wait, you're not going to respond to that. And I think that's when I started being like the thing like let me start nodding. Like you don't have nothing to say? Nah, nope.
Yeah.
And when you stop feeding that behavior, it stops giving them the incentive to incite that reaction. I love that from my what second therapist, and she was just like, yeah, she was like, don't reward that behavior. It's like don't, not, that's not they're inciting a reaction. You do the same thing. She's like, you just don't know because it's like you're the aggressor on that side of it. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like don't reward the behavior.
Don't
And
reward the behavior.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, shit. Wait. Aren't we just fucking animals? How do you train a dog? Don't reward the behavior.
Behavior. Yeah, 100%.
You reward behavior and you don't reward behavior. That's how
Yeah,
that's how we train. So yeah, dude. All right, puppy. I think we got to wrap this one up.
yeah. We gotta get out of here.
It's been good.
But this is a good one. So, um, we'll reconvene tomorrow. You know, there's something that I realized is that we never tell people to subscribe. So,
Yeah,
ever,
we don't.
We got all this stuff going on all these other fronts. You got the school community. You're freaking teaching aviation mechanics. You got all this stuff going on. Like we're opening up the school for the mindset and 75 hard. And we got the stores. We got the coaching. You got that insurance agency. All this stuff. We never talk about it. So we're gonna make sure that we start talking about that a little bit more. But yeah, you guys need to subscribe. So at the Real Nestor, and that's the N357OR. That's a
Zero.
real underscore this. Yeah.
Zero.
Is it a
Not
zero? See,
zero.
definitely. So, but yeah, subscribe. Don't miss any episodes. The reels are fire. At Daniel underscore Watt, subscribe. Episodes just keep on getting better and better and better. So,
yeah, it's just, I appreciate this time. Thank you.
Yeah, it's the amount of growth that has happened over like the past 30 days has been insane. And it's going to keep on getting better.
Like I said, I needed to change my life, and I had 90 days to do it, and I just needed to fucking just fucking do it. So yeah, man. I talk to you. Peace out.
Peace.